We're live.
Hello, and welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords, our D&D 5th edition campaign inspired by Greek mythology. I am Andrew, your game master, and I'm joined by John.
I'm John. I'm playing Pericles, the demigod.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Atrika Epiones, the Medusa Bloodhunter.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Ervin, the wood elf, half wood elf, half siren rogue scout.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm playing Kedros Drosshelver, the Minotaur cleric of Vulcan.
Oh yeah, I'm half ASMR, half Dragonborn.
Alright, and though others failed, you have slain the corrupted boar that plagued the lands, and that plagued the northern heartlands. And as I recall, you had just taken some time to...
The Northern Heartlands wouldn't happen to be named anything similar to Caledonia, would it?
no?
Caledonian boar.
Is...
That's the actual giant boar from myth, was the Caledonian
Ah.
boar.
Yes, I'm not that familiar with my Greek myth, unfortunately. As I recall, the last thing that we did was to rest up and prepare for the trip back. Kyrah, in particular, is satisfied that you are the chosen of the Oracle, and when you are ready, she will lead you in the direction of the Oracle's temple. So you've just finished a long rest.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Pericles is up doing push-ups.
Kedros is probably finishing his morning devotions, dedicating his spear for the day. Not a euphemism.
Or is it?
It can be.
We are Greek.
Inspired by is not equal to is.
Just
Sorry.
realized how it sounded when I said it.
Sorry, William, we kind of interrupted you there a bit.
I was not saying anything of import.
Fair enough.
Well, as you continue to say nothing of import.
We should probably get going.
Indeed.
Yes.
First back to town so we can try to hunt down the any relatives that these people will have had, and then on to the Temple of the Oracle.
And out of character, I apologize. I'm old and my memory is bad. We burned both of them, or we decided to take one back with us.
We burned both of them, and you made death masks.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Huh?
Thank you.
All right. So, yep. Essentially the main hub of any form of civilization in these parts is going to be the Sour Vintage, because the vast majority of folks congregate there. There isn't actually like a town or anything nearby, but there will certainly be someone at the tavern who will be able to help you, in theory.
The tavern owner will be able to help us, in theory.
Perhaps.
Tavern.
We should probably get moving, though.
Yes. Let us go.
Indeed. It's how long of a travel back will it be?
Probably just I think it's only a couple of hours.
Okay. I'll Is Pericles going to wear his armor
Yes.
as we travel?
Yeah.
John?
Can you not hear me?
Are you muted, John?
I'm not muted.
Must be busy.
The
Did his power go out again?
no, the
That's a very
He's still
good
showing up
question.
as-
the
he's still showing up as
stream can
connected
hear
to
me.
Discord?
Yeah.
That might take a second.
Oh, fair.
Hang on.
Does that mean we are not recording?
No, we're
It's a good question. Let me check the Twitch stream.
check the live chat.
We're not on Twitch for this one.
Oh, right. This is recorded straight to YouTube.
Check
Yeah.
And this is
the
going to be
live chat.
entertaining
It's
for
hard to
folks
figure
listening to
out.
it later.
Hi, folks watching on YouTube. You can hear me. They
Hey,
can't.
how you
Hang
doing?
on.
Oh, boy. If this is still being recorded, this is going to be a great B-roll.
I don't know why they can't hear me.
Oh, now we
Hey,
can
no,
hear
we
you.
can.
Oh,
Now we
hey.
can hear you.
Yeah,
now we can
I
hear.
was trying to say check the live chat because the stream could still hear me, so they just heard me talking to them while you guys are talking amongst yourselves.
Okay, well, that's solved.
Nothing changed. I don't know why you couldn't hear me.
Who knows?
Good old-
Glitch in the Matrix.
So is Pericles going to wear his armor?
Yes.
All right. I will. I assume he didn't sleep in it. So,
No, he didn't sleep in it.
all right. Pericles, if I help you to guard yourself, will you do the same?
Certainly.
All right. It's all very Greek.
Two men gird themselves in the woods.
That's
Well, two men gird each other in the woods.
You'll worry me sometimes.
Perfectly normal. Nothing wrong with that. Also, as a reminder for everybody playing, we had a long rest, so heal, goddammit.
Meanwhile,
Okay,
in the time span it takes
Oh.
one of them to help the other one into their armor, Atrika has put her armor on.
Yes.
Same for
Show
Aaron.
off.
Yes, congratulations. You're not wearing heavy armor.
No, we're wearing medium armor, which takes as long as it takes for someone to help you into your heavy armor.
Oh, I'm done before everybody done because I'm only in light armor. Just ready to go. Up in a tree, waiting.
Do you
I'll take the lead then.
Do you climb trees or do you just land in them?
I land in them. Climbing it is for
Climbing's for the
suckers.
birds.
wingless.
I was going to say suckers, but
Yeah.
All right. But eventually we get dressed and get on the road.
The trip back is uneventful unless you wish to gawk at the carnage left in the boar's wake.
The trip is uneventful unless you wish to make it eventful. Well, let me tell you. You haven't listened to our other shows.
But actually, you do return to the Sour Vintage. It is less occupied,
Less
given
sour.
that I mean, none of you have tried the wines, so
Yes, we have. Explicitly.
I remember the ouzo. I don't remember the wine.
The first thing I did was walk in and get a cup of wine.
Fair enough. It is probably more sour in the morning, although whether you attribute that to early morning climate or a severe hangover is up to you.
Well, I'm not hungover, so it has to be the climate.
Fair enough. But yes, you do eventually find your way back. Atala is as much as you have seen her previously, running the place and tending to folks. But when you walk in, actually, who takes the lead here? Because some of you have had issues with the patrons previously.
Do you have to ask?
I mean, I'm just double checking.
I mean, I'm pretty certain Pericles walks everywhere, not only first in line, but also dick first.
Yes. This
Kedros,
Aravan will probably get there first, but he'll land and just hang out on the roof until Pericles gets to the door.
what was that, Craig?
Because he wasn't carrying anything, so he's not going to go in first.
I was going to say Kedros will go in probably a close second because he's the one who tried to bribe everybody with a round last time, and also
My daughter is
Yeah,
very
he-
upset. Hang on a second.
Oh boy.
Kedros knows how Pericles walks into places. So he wants to be there as well.
Atrika will probably just sort of side in behind them, knowing that just her walking into the bar will probably set someone screaming again.
How does she wear a hood again? What does she wear? When she's coming into places like this? Because I remember that her hair was covered, but I don't remember with what.
Normally when she travels, she is basically swaddled in robes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like very much the like, if you were in Star Wars, you'd be a Sith Lord robes. The very much the big black concealing, like,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be someone you're looking at robes.
But
Fair.
yet by extension, by the sheer virtue of the robe, making yourself visible.
Yeah.
Right.
I am being very sneaky right now. Pay no attention to me whatsoever. Everything is fine.
Everyone look away.
Pay no attention to the giant tarp walking past.
But she's less concerned with people noticing that she's there and more concerned with people screaming when they see the snake hair.
So even without the robe, you could probably just make do with like a massive hood.
Yeah. I mean, potentially, but then people start to notice the scaly arms and legs and start to put two and two together because there aren't that many people who aren't Dragonborn.
Yeah, true, and there are...
Snake scales are very different from dragon scales.
And Yonti haven't exactly come to Thalia, so...
Yeah.
I mean, they might have in the past
Yet.
5 centuries or so, but definitely not en masse.
Not in large numbers or large enough to, reproduce regularly.
Okay, I have tamed the savage beast.
Excellent.
She probably throws her robe back on as she's entering. Pulls out of her pack, unravels it, throws it over herself.
So once Pericles and Kedros take the lead inside, Aitala looks up from the mug she's cleaning and... Oh. Well, somebody survived, did they?
Indeed. Unfortunately, not everyone that had gone out would be as successful. We were hoping potentially someone might know who these are, and I will indicate to Kedros to present the death masks.
Kedros will pull in and say, "It grieves me to announce that we found others, yes, but failed. One with a visage that we could not replicate, but this one here." And we'll place the death mask of the one that we were able to. The one that still had a face. Let's just put it that way.
That one.
Aitala picks it up and studies it a moment. Oh. That would be Taneus. Yeah, he and Javin went out one time thinking they could take on the ball by themselves. That seemed to be a reoccurring event. Well, so scared them, I suppose, but thank you for bringing us to my attention. I will send messengers to their families.
You knew them?
I knew of them. They were... Taneus, at least, was a regular here.
Can I make an insight check to see how trustworthy the innkeeper is to me?
Sure? Question mark face?
I would like to do that as well.
5! Very trustworthy.
21.
Yeah, you're definitely not able to pick up on like, you see absolutely no suspicious activity with a 5. With a 21, you see even less.
Okay.
If you could, while you are sending messengers to the next of kin, and I will produce the money bag and put it on the counter. This was among their possessions, and it would be great for it to go back to their family.
Alright. First time that's happened in a while, but yes, that will get done. Thank you. She takes the bag and stows it on a shelf under the counter.
They also had borne a spear of silver,
Which-
decent make. We would like to bear it in their honor to bring low other beasts. But if their families would seek it out, please have them tell you, and we will return it when we next see you.
She nods. Alright. Typically a weapon that is unmarked and unclaimed is fair game, but if you want to return it, if someone comes calling, I'll send a courier to let you know.
Kedros looks aghast and said, "This was a weapon forged for someone to have it unclaimed, as you say. Well, then consider it safeguarded for a return to the family." He turns and looks at the others like, "Is this really what is happening with weapons? It is finders and keepers?"
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, for the most part.
Well, don't
Something
be
must
surprised
be
if
done.
nobody comes calling.
Well, for now, Pericles here will bear it, yes?
Yes. In glory and battle,
And respect
of course.
and honor.
That's tied in with the glory.
And about half a dozen other virtues, I should imagine.
Absolutely. Regardless.
And speaking of couriers, Miss Kyrah, the scribe at the back of the group, steps forward. Yes. No sign of the one you had said would be showing up. Oh. Well, do you think it's... Her face turns downcast for a moment as she starts thinking, staring at the floor.
Was there to be another in our number?
No, this was supposed to be a confirmation that everything would be accounted for at the Oracle's temple, but they should have... Yes, they were supposed to have been here before we got back.
Who is this that you were expecting?
Just one of the temple staff who runs errands for the Oracle.
Perhaps they were lost on the road. If we head towards the temple, we will perhaps overtake them.
This seems to be a grave portent. It is said that one errant strike of the hammer can ruin even the greatest work.
Well, if you think that's the right way, Pericles, then yes, let's not delay. The sooner we meet up with them, if they're on the road, the better.
That is a very different philosophy than what I was raised with.
Oh, yes?
The saying in my home was, if it was worth doing right, it was worth doing 100 times just to make sure at least one of them did it right.
Kydra smiles at that. Said, "Indeed, there are many lesser works that must be completed before a great work can be begun."
Oh no, that was in regards to everyone doing it at the same time, so that at least one of them might have gotten it right.
Ah, yes, this is Kydra's part of
The
this.
entire village goes fishing so that at least some of them will catch something.
It is like the archers, yes? And Kydra points a little uncertainly to her bow.
Something like that, yes. If 100 hobgoblins put arrows down range, someone gets hit.
I don't
Yeah.
have any foxy hobblies.
Yes, but the arrowhead still must be made with care.
I'm going to start pushing the two of them out the tavern.
Ervin will help.
It's like the intro to a Law and Order episode when both of the cops are trying to get the zinger.
Look over, Ervin. You get the small one, and I'll start pushing the Minotaur.
We're both trying to put our sunglasses on CSI style and go, yeah!
And we keep just putting the sunglasses back down before they reach your eyes.
Just
No,
move.
Let's go.
Move.
Let's go.
All right. So you are eventually.
Ervin would actually steal the sunglasses and wear them as he pushes you out.
And poor Andrew's like, I thought we'd be through 5 sessions by now. Why is it going faster?
Oh no! Like I have played with before. I know how we work here.
That's fair.
Erevan goes to push on Atriga, and just from under the hood, there's just the faintest hiss, and it's not from her.
Oh yeah, no, he's more like just behind, next to. He's not actually physically pushing anybody. He's like, hey, let's go. Hey, it's getting kind of crowded in here, isn't it? Let's go.
Grab the wine, leave.
And eventually but yes, you do eventually depart one way or another. I was trying to figure out an equivalent to move or be moved out of the tavern.
One way
But,
or another.
I've heard that song way too. I've heard that song way too many times to like it.
Me too, but it's stuck in my head.
But yes, you do eventually leave the Sour Vintage and travel in approximately this direction. That is definitely not 8 feet.
We're giants.
We're here.
I mean, actually, that is some degree of accurate because it takes approximately 8 hours of travel, at least in the direction that Kyrah is. Kyrah has
instead of
indicated.
feet, it's hours of travel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
But yes,
In about a day.
Yes, you can.
A little over a day, but still.
A typical adventuring party can cover roughly 24 miles at a standard pace, but the route is more difficult to navigate because Kyrah eventually leads you.
As the crow flies.
Not exactly as the crow flies, more into a mountain pass.
We're
and
talking about
mountain range.
we're talking about crossing Thyla. Yeah, no, I was like, once you like the forests and mountains would drop you down to half speed at the very least. So
Yeah, but like as the crow flies, you can cross the continent in about a day.
I mean, the map isn't to scale. It was just a convenient happenstance, but still. Let me check and see if there's.
no, I mean it's not like it's probably not 100% accurate, but it's not so too terribly off because like this one down here is a pretty large island, and I can imagine getting to the other side probably in like 20 hours, not 10. But
I do not remember which island that is.
oh, no,
There are many.
I was thinking about this one.
J2.
Oh, right. Yeah. Statement stands because island navigation becomes important later in the campaign. Small spoiler.
Ah,
Let me just check and see if there's anything happening on the road.
roll that D100.
Oh, I'm rolling physical dice for this because I can. Alright, nothing happens.
We pass under the giant elephant. Holy shit, guys! Look how huge!
Run! The foot's coming down.
Oh god!
The fourth wall shatters like your expectations. And I've just killed William again.
Do you see the size of that oxen? And that centaur?
Comedians must now resort to the lowest form of humor. It's a meta joke.
Still a good video.
Yes.
Let's see here. But yes, there is also no sign of the courier that Atala and Kyrah were discussing.
I'd like to
In fact, there is.
along the way. Then I'd like to keep an eye out for like any signs of struggle or like somebody getting murdered in the bushes off the road.
Sure, you can make me a perception check for that.
I'm gonna look while I'm up in the air for like campfires or like smoke. Surrounded.
3.
Yeah, that would probably also be perception.
Not very perceptive.
Sure, I'll keep an eye out.
23.
I'm only really good at hitting things.
I don't see anything.
I'll try as well.
Sure.
I apologize. I was muted. I kept saying, "Take guidance, take guidance."
Oh,
I figure out why no one was.
you were muted. We couldn't hear you. You take guidance.
Yes, I will. 20. So not as good.
If paladins had the
Alright.
cantrips, I would certainly have guidance. But we don't. We're quartercasters.
Let's see here. With a 20 and a 23, well, Erevan at least is in the air and can see past some of the lower altitude hills and mountains, because you don't exactly have a limit to how high you can fly apart from oxygen levels.
Yeah.
Paladins still follow the half-caster rule. They just don't get cantrips, unlike
Artificers.
artificers. I think are the only half-casters that get cantrips.
And warlocks, but warlocks are like special.
Warlocks are weird. They don't follow the rules.
Yeah, what rules does a warlock follow? Yes.
Their own.
I mean, the rules of their patron, really.
Yeah.
I mean, even that depends on the patron. We digress.
A little bit.
Erevan in particular is able to get a much wider view of the area than everyone else. But the only thing that he can really see is you're traveling during the day, so there are like no major campfires.
Yeah.
Off in, let's say, once you get to about here. Whoop, no, tape measure, please. Thank you. Once you get to about here, you can see off in like this direction, maybe a couple of hours walk away. There's a small caravan heading west. But otherwise, that's the only thing you.
Which would not be the
really
direction
find.
we had come from. We came from the east, right?
Yes, you came from the northeast.
So it's pretty much heading away from us.
Yes. From what you can tell, it's a long ways off. But you can recognize like the basic shape of the caravan. It's like a couple of wagons with them a couple of oxen to pull them.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get
Doesn't
down
seem-
lower and just whenever I see that, I'll just let them know that I see a caravan off to the north or off to the west, and then head back up
What direction is it going?
west away.
Yeah.
As for Kidros, you actually have very little difficulty navigating the winding paths in this mountain range. Whether that's due to your perceptive abilities or some inherent nature of being a Minotaur, but you quickly become able to navigate the local area as easily as Kyrah seems to be doing.
Okay.
Other than the caravan, there is no sign of any other form of civilization nearby. Until near the end of the 8th hour of travel, you find a cleft in the earth featuring a quasi-natural stone staircase down, and quasi-natural in that some of it is just plain rock and some of it is actually hand-carved stone. As you get close to the edge, Kyrah just nods and says, "Yep, this is the place. Let's go."
Mhm.
Right.
Land behind
Anything
it.
else we should know, Kyrah?
Well, given that we saw no sign of my courier friend, I don't know. So be ready for anything, I guess.
Is it possible the Oracle's home has been endangered?
I would hazard a guess at who might have done it. If true, I have no way to know. I'm not prophetic myself. Just a musician and a scribe. But it is possible.
Trying to say methinks the lady doth protest too much with a snake hiss would be too much of a challenge.
Very insistent that you're not an oracle. Well then, let us go and see what awaits.
If someone were to attempt to compromise this temple, they would have to be familiar with it, because the Oracle typically only has guests by invitation, if you follow.
Are there common sacrifices or incenses or other things that might burn in the temple that we should be able to smell if things are not amiss?
I don't know. I'm not privy to their security system.
No,
Not a security system, just a day-to-day. Again, if the
right.
Oracle starts the day off with the burning of, say, a lamb or something, is that something that you know?
Well, if there is, it's going to be particularly difficult to determine from the outside if something's amiss, because
Kedros taps his nose.
she points down into the chasm, and you can see below you. It's a considerable way down, but you can see that there are. You can't actually see the bottom because of the heavy presence of steam and mist beneath you. William, you look like you were going to say something.
No, I was pointing over my shoulder as if pointing at Kedros, as the person who has the keen smell.
Yeah, I will point out this is incredibly bizarre. So if you want to nerf this, I am totally fine with that. Apparently, Thylian Minotaurs can detect strong odors from up to 6 miles away.
I mean,
6 miles is a considerable radius.
Yeah, that does seem a little wild. But I mean, we are closer than that. So I guess I would like to try to get a snootful and see what I can smell.
Sorry, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, it is kind of buck wild.
What do you think? What's the distance of like a hunting dog? Like how far out can a hunting dog catch a scent?
I don't think 6 miles.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's why I'm curious.
I mean, they generally scent things that are close by, and even something on the other side of running water can be difficult. They will lose it in a distantly wide stream. You get them across, they can pick it up again, but
they're very they're very close and close range, and they need like a clear trail to follow.
Yeah, they're more how long they can follow, but also they can how old the smell is that they can pick up is generally how it's measured, rather than how far away they can smell it from. Because I just Googled it, and bloodhounds can follow trails for 130 miles.
Apparently, black bears can sense can have been observed to travel 18 miles in a straight line to a food source.
Well, we know Kedros is a bear.
So it's not. It is not the most like the wildest keen smell.
I'm not saying that it is unnatural. I'm just saying I have never tried to role play a character that could smell
that.
something from 6 goddamn miles away.
Just all the smells everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
only,
that
to be fair, it's only a strong smell they can smell.
Yeah.
Like a village burning, they could smell from
Right.
6 miles away.
I guess that's it. Like, do I smell
Whoa.
decay or
fuck was that?
large amounts of blood or anything that is really kind of putting me off at this point?
From the outside, at the top of the chasm, it's very difficult to tell because of the steam and mist blocking your senses.
And that's the other thing. Like, you can smell a strong smell from 6 miles away, assuming something nearer isn't already in your face.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would also imagine that if the wind is also blowing in the wrong direction, you wouldn't be able to smell something
At all.
like
Yeah.
in the direction the wind is blowing.
Right.
It does. It is one of those things that where you read it and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then you sort of you think on it for a minute, and it makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
what we do.
I just wanted so what I'm smelling at this point is just the smoke and mist.
Yeah. You can also tell that it is considerably hotter here than elsewhere in the pass.
Okay.
Presumably because of this particular natural feature.
Everybody will start heading down the stairs.
All right.
Stay.
As you all
Taking point.
If something kills you, I will avenge you.
as you all descend into the chasm, the forest and the mountains disappear, quickly replaced by steep walls of crag, essentially, as opposed to Craig.
Which is technically what my name means. So
Fair.
You have no method of knowing this, but anytime anyone says crag, I think of a particular goblin.
Crag bolting.
I don't understand the question, and I refuse to respond to it.
It's one of our Sunday games. One of our players played at one point the most over the top goblin in one of the Warcraft games that was running. Crag bolting. Anyway,
Completely
but as
irrelevant.
you get further and further down the stairs, you pass through what is essentially a layer of mist, and on the other side you can see that the source of it is a what's the word I'm looking for?
We've passed through the fog gate. There's a boss on the other side.
You can see that there are natural rivers that run through the. Nope, let me get. There we go. There
Aha!
we go. You can see that there is a natural river that runs through the bottom of the chasm, and geysers of steam suddenly shoot up out of it from time to time. The temperature has already increased, and you can feel yourself sweating from the heat.
Keep an eye out for ROUSs.
The bottom of
They exist.
rodents of unusual size. I heard they were a myth.
Never seen one. But at the bottom of the chasm, you can see that the temple's exterior has been built directly into the wall of the cavern. Towering stone columns support a pediment carved from the rocky cliff face. Above the central columns, you can see a marble frieze of the Titan Sidon. The the most striking features about the Lord of Storms are the third eye in the middle of his forehead, and the glaive he carries in one hand, which has been stained black. Standing directly beneath him are 4 men clad in bronze mail and bright blue cloaks. Their breastplates bear the insignia of a lidless eye.
Kyra's eyes narrow, and he says to Kyrah, "Unless this has all been a deception, I am assuming that is a new addition to the temple."
She peers past you, cranes her neck to get a better look. She's far shorter than you, doesn't exactly have the luxury of seeing things properly. At least in comparison to yourself. And then her eyes just go wide, and she looks thoroughly shocked.
Can I insight check that reaction? See
Go
how
right
gentle-
ahead.
I'm not going to insight
I-
check. I'm just going to ask, does that mean we should go in with weapons drawn?
17.
It definitely means that something is wrong.
How newly constructed does it? I got a 17 on the insight check, by the way.
Oh, yeah, this is genuine shock.
How newly constructed does the statue look?
It doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
Where did this statue come from?
That's always been there.
Okay.
What's the
And
statue of?
Sidon.
One of the titans.
No.
Specifically the Lord of Storms, the one that people don't like.
Why is there a statue of that person in the area where the Oracle's temple should be?
Oh, you don't know, do you? The Oracle Sidon's one of Sidon's daughters.
Hmm.
This is
But it's okay.
information we should have had before.
I'm sorry. But it's okay. She's not on his side. She doesn't actually like him very much.
And his disciples, are they also on her side or his?
I don't know what you mean.
Them, and he points at the. Are they humans? What are they? Can we tell from here?
Yeah, they're bog standard humans.
Okay, all right.
Why did I say bog standard?
Because you can buy them standard from a bog.
Standard statement. It's a pretty bog standard statement.
New variant human class, bog standard.
We went to a bog. The man said this is what you wanted.
It's like the what is it? The swamp dweller from Dark Souls, like that starting class. Anyway, horribly off topic. Do they see us?
Difficult to tell through the mist. You could roll perception for that if you were so inclined.
But does she give us any more information on guidance? On whether they 22. On whether or not they're supposed to be here?
Oh, in that case, yeah, she looks just as concerned as previously. The Oracle has her own staff and certainly no armed guards.
This will be dealt with. And Kedros starts forward.
Before Kedros heads off,
That's why I phrased it the way I did.
I use my action to activate my Radiant Soul.
All right.
So, there is just a burst of light and energy that comes off of Pericles, and these two large wings made of electricity and light that seem to be shaped like dragon wings just sort of unfold from nowhere behind him. And his eyes are glowing and crackling with electricity and light. So we're attacking then, yes?
Yes.
Be good and be a distraction. Etrika says, and as she drags an arrow across her arm and brings down the bow again to activate her Crimson Right.
I
I'm
go
gonna cast Sacred Flame on the statue.
and I go flying in.
So, I take it this means you're rolling initiative.
I mean, that is a way you can read that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
So,
It is a question of whether I would actually use my first action to cast Sacred Flame. It's a cantrip. I'm not actually trying to attack anyone. I just want to set the statue on fire. But if you want us to do that after rolling initiative, that's totally fair.
No, John took an action. Atrika took what is essentially an action. Still. While the others have a moment to prepare, you can Sacred Flame the statue if you like.
Yes, I would. And you said they have the red eyes on their armor?
Yes, it is the same eye that you can see in the middle of the Sidon statue's forehead.
That is the one color Kedros can see.
Oh, well then. I forgot you were colorblind.
Except for red. And now we know why it makes bulls mad.
Well, I'm rolling consistently well today.
Hey, I got a 19, which makes my initiative 19.
13 for me.
It's all right. I'm over here, potentially hidden by the mist. They will never see me until I kill them.
Give me one moment. Okay, that's fine. That happens. And sort. Okay, so before the first turn, Kedros, could you roll damage for Sacred Flame for me, please?
Yes, I sure can. Of dross, that slag metal at the bottom of it, he slams that down onto the ground, and even if it's not any kind of stone that would normally give off sparks, it gives off sparks, and those same sparks appear on the statue as though something metallic has just struck it, and then flame bursts out from that point.
Is that why you're named Drosshelver?
It is. He takes every single piece of metal that he does a shitty job with and uses it as the pommel piece on a weapon that he does a nice job with to remind him of his own fallibility.
Alright, so the Sacred Fire splashes over the frieze of Sidon, but it appears to be unaffected.
There's
We now
just
move.
a loud, angry snort from Kedros.
We now move into combat. Pericles, you have the first turn.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm not going to be able to get to them while they're in that nice, perfect line. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Make me a dexterity save.
20. I'm flying.
I didn't stutter.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, dang.
15.
You're fine. A steam vent blasts up from underneath you, but you're able to soar out of the way.
5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. And so I'm flying. I fly over and to a point where I can angle my angle a 30-foot line right just across these two guys right here.
Okay, so you're probably looking for, let's see here. Yeah, that tracks.
And
also from this point, how high up are you?
About 15 feet off the ground, probably.
Okay, so you can see a bit further into the temple.
Hey.
Give me a moment.
Am I gonna get more than 2 people with this? It's gonna be great.
There's the oracle.
Oh, no.
You should have saw that coming.
There we go. You can see that there are more people in the back.
Hey! Right there at the end. 2 more. Or 1 more at least. So, yeah. As he flies forward, this ephemeral draconic head forms around his head made of lightning as I use my lightning breath feature. Actually, first I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Divine Favor, which doesn't have any effect on my lightning breath. But my Radiant Soul does. So I need those 3 guys to make dexterity saving throws.
3?
He's in 30 feet.
Alright, so it's just those 2 that are under the line.
Well, it's 30 feet long, 5 feet wide, so it would theoretically...
Oh, diagonals.
Like,
That
yeah,
one's a hard
it
way.
does pass through part of his square.
Drawing there, it would be 5 feet wide, so...
Alright, yep, that makes sense.
It would pass through part of his square.
Alright, we're working top-down order for this, so... first one fails, second one fails, third one also fails. Alright.
Alright,
So-
so all 3 take 11 lightning and 3 radiant damage. Radiant Soul affects all of my attacks and spells. It does not
All of
specify what kind of attack or spell.
I thought it was once on each of your turns to one creature. Hang on. Let me pull up Volos.
Oh yeah, sorry, to 1 target. So the first one will take the extra 3. All 3 of them will take the 11.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. They all explode.
Jeez.
As just this.
You know that cartoony lightning, you can see the skeleton for a few seconds type thing? That happens to all of them.
And it's just almost a horizontal pillar of blue lightning with this golden radiant aura surrounding it.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That's my action, bonus action, and movement, so I'm good.
Alright. There's some hidden movement, but doesn't...
Do I damage the statue at all with that?
The statue is above the entrance,
Okay,
so no.
so I need to know.
Let's see here. Okay, yep, that makes sense. I'll just quickly remind myself of that for future ref. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Kedros.
Okay, Kedros will cast Sacred Weapon to or Spiritual Weapon to make a silver hammer wreathed in blue flame appear here. Oh, sorry, let me do that. Here.
Okay, I don't have a token for that.
I'm in the process of making one. I'm sorry, I should have had it done, but I
no,
can,
it's all good.
I'll make it and then drop it in just for a sec. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
There's also a generic spiritual weapon token that you can find as a GM. Just going through the
Oh, cool.
For just spiritual weapon, you can just find a generic token for any spiritual weapon.
Yeah, if we could use that now, I'll find one specifically for the silver. Again, my bad. I should have done that.
It looks like a scimitar. I think is the generic one.
I don't see anything in Roll20's asset search, so you know what? I'm just gonna do a thing to just signify where it is, and we can fix it up properly for next session.
I will have that attack that one.
All right. I'm gonna recolor it a little bit, just so we can see it a bit clearer.
Oh, you don't have
Yeah,
right. That's a subscription set, right? That would be why you don't have it.
Yep.
Because it's from the Chaotic Conjuration set. It's just called Conjured Blade.
Let's see if that will roll the damage. There we go. So that's a 9, so almost certainly not.
9 isn't gonna do it, unfortunately.
That's okay. Now Kedros is going. That was his bonus action. He is gonna charge up to here. I am certain I'm gonna have to make some sort of save as I cross the steamy water.
Yep, that's gonna be a dexterity save.
All right. Not my strong suit. Let's see how we do. Hey,
You're fine.
natural
Kedros and Pericles both have the same dexterity of 0.
20.
Let's see how the people with actual dexterity fail their dexterity saves.
Who needs dexterity when you have momentum?
Exactly.
And then I would like to attack that one, please.
Second, because you can see a little further into the temple yourself.
Yes. What is is that the altar or is that where the statue is?
That is an altar.
Okay.
The statue isn't actually on the map because it's above the entrance.
It's on the
It's
right.
Okay. Okay. Do I see anything on the altar, or I guess can I take a second and look at the altar as I am charging?
Let's see. Yeah, this is
You can see an amorphous mob of color that you can't identify.
So a bunch of gray.
a bunch of grey that you recognize as a mix of metal and stone. There's a recess in the center of it. It is a sacrificial bear.
Okay.
Which
Is
actually.
that a Thylean Minotaur thing or just a Kedros thing? The color.
Yeah, it's a Thylean Minotaur. They can't see color except for red.
Yeah. But Kedros is able to discern between metal and stone because it makes sense.
Because that's a
Yeah, be
texture
able to do
thing,
that.
not a color thing.
Exactly.
All right, and I'm going to try 16.
16, I believe. Yes, 16 hits.
Okay, and so 9 damage.
Against the same one that you attempted with the spiritual weapon?
No, actually against the one that's just one space south of him.
Alright, so that guy takes 9 and is very upset about it.
And then I think Searing Smite requires yeah, it's a bonus. I already used my bonus this action. So that's it for me.
Alright. Aravan.
Alright. He is going to 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Run up to there, still on the ground. And fires longbow at the one on Kedros' right.
So
14. So this guy right here.
yep, 14's a hit.
8 plus sneak attack. Another 7, so 15 points of damage.
Yeah, you catch a point in that man's armor where it's at its weakest point. He drops.
Yeah, it just slumps right up against the wall. Kind of half sitting. And then I'll use my bonus action to dash. This time flying, so I can only move 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming right up behind Kedros.
I'm going
A keen shot, my friend.
I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save to avoid a steam vent.
Yep. Yeah, natural 20.
2 net 20s on these.
Very nice.
Yeah. Whether it's luck or happenstance, no vents actually burst up at you in that time at all.
Yeah, he sees a bit of a lull between and then just uses his wings to rocket forwards. And then he'll put his bow away as he comes up behind Kedros.
All right.
That's me.
The gentleman engaged with Kedros will, well, first he's going to panic.
You have a dragon on one side and a minotaur on the other.
And your buddy just got an arrow in his throat.
They haven't even seen the Medusa yet.
So he starts by letting out a very loud, panicked yell, and that gets the attention of both the 3 behind him, although I imagine their attention was roused already, given that one of them just got crispy fried.
Psh, Frank? Frank?
No, I said reveal. Why do you insist on getting this wrong? Roll20's been having some issues with its fog of war lately. There we are. You can see in the back that there is one man clad in robes rather than armor, standing over four others, dressed in a different set of robes, and
Two of those attendants look like Philip DeFranco.
that's just one of my generic people tokens. Don't worry about it. I have a set that I reuse on the regular. In any case, those four themselves are all tied up. Some of them look beaten. And the man dressed in the man standing over them, his robes are vastly different. They are black and blue with the symbol of the eye on his back. But at the sound of his men getting slaughtered, essentially, he turns to face you and shouts, "Idiots, what are you doing? Stay in formation, drive them back." The man outside of the beer immediately moves into some degree of cover, and the one up front is caught between a bit of a rock and a hard place, isn't he? So what's he actually going to... Actually, yeah, he's going to try to bash you with his shield, Kedros. And miss completely, because he's panicking. For those of you playing at home, that's a nat 1.
Oh, they can see it.
Oh, right, yeah, I forget they can do that now.
Yeah, they can see it now.
Kedros leans forward and says, "I were you, I would drop your idols of your false god before I burn you within them."
I mean, he's a real god. He's just a bastard.
Everyone make me a perception check.
"20."
He's a titan, and those don't count when Kedros is concerned.
Oh, 19.
No guidance at this point. Just 11. Unless it's smell involved.
It is not. It is not. It is sound-based, because everyone except Kedros hears the distant rumble of thunder.
I choose to ignore that.
Mommy? There was also there was a much
no,
closer
I don't
rumble.
think so.
There was a much closer rumble of thunder a minute ago, so.
Atrika.
I have a feeling it might be the guy I just called a false god.
I mean, I called him a bastard, so let's see which one he likes worse.
Oh, your actions will be remembered. Anyway. Atrika.
Can I hear the guy? Can I see the guy who just yelled very loudly if I move up here?
Yes, but he does have cover against you.
That's fine.
Lots of it.
So Atrika will sort of
steam
step
pillars,
back
bodies
through the mist. Spot the guy shouting with the robes. Oh, have some divine judgment, and she's going to draw back and pull the arrow back, and then again, as she does, the snake hair kind of bites on her shoulder as I use Blood Curse of the Marked and amplify it for 4 damage. Ow.
Did you roll that last time too?
Yeah. I don't take damage from other people. I just hurt myself. I make this attack with advantage because I amplified the curse.
Cool. Make me a wisdom save.
All right. Great.
For a split second, as you're sighting this guy down, his form changes, and you can see some sort of ethereal, quasi-divine form about him, and it's terrifying.
Does that
Pick a
have
new
a
target.
range that I might be outside of?
Let me check the spell. I cannot remember.
If it has a
Um,
range of like 30 to 60, I'm outside of it, but I don't know if it has a range or not.
It does not.
Okay.
Womp womp.
So-
So,
The effect there?
basically, he just has Sanctuary on him right now. So,
Oh, okay.
you can
Yeah,
you
sanctuary.
either pick a new target or lose the attack.
Okay. Well, then the guy in front of him then.
All right.
It was probably good. Let's be real. It's probably gonna hit him anyways.
Oh,
Oh,
well.
Remind me, how does Blood Curse of the Marked work again? Is it just on your next attack, or is it against a specific target?
I believe it's on. Let me check. Mark. Oh, I can't even. I has to be within 30 feet. I couldn't even use the blood curse. Fuck.
Oh, well then,
Then that's an 8, which misses. I'm assuming.
yes. So you can have that 4 health back.
Yeah, I'll take that 4 health back.
You don't hurt yourself,
Um,
but your arrow clatters harmlessly against the stone.
Actually, what has hit these guys before? Have we determined an AC?
Uh,
16
14.
worked.
A
14?
14 is hit. A 16 is hit. Those are the only 2 attack rolls.
9 missed.
Yeah, 9 missed.
I'm a step too far, and I think their AC would be closer to 11 than 10. Fine, I just missed.
oh yeah.
Alright.
Saving face.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to-
Is Kyrah next to you?
Oh, that's right. Kyrah is next to me. I will use saving face. Does an 11 hit them?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
I mean, where's the trap?
Determine that their AC is either 12, is somewhere between 12 and 14.
Top of the round, Pericles.
Oh, I still have movement. I'm going to
Oh, right, yes.
cross the river.
Cool. I need a dexterity save from you.
Stop sucking. I stopped sucking a little bit.
You stop sucking.
On draconic wings, I fly right to there. I land on the beer.
Okay.
And I attack.
Cool.
I'm just gonna go for the guy right in front of me. Does a 13 hit?
No.
All right, AC
He catches
14.
Catches it on his shield and shoves you back.
Ping. That's it.
All right.
This my turn.
Rika, seemingly the leader of this small contingent.
I make sure that I have my wings spread out nice and wide, so I make a really imposing figure.
Cool. He's going to cast Sacred Flame, targeting you.
That's fine.
You're imposing on his vision.
What's the save?
DC 12 Dexterity.
I will use my. I get to add my shield's AC bonus to it because it's a dexterity save targeting me. The target's only
Oh,
me.
Wait,
Shield
what?
Master.
I have shield
Oh,
master. I
right.
have the shield mastery. feat.
Shield Master. Alright.
So let me add.
That feat is fun.
I've never
shield
seen it used before now.
to-
I used it in the as a fighter in last Grand Terra.
Oh.
Wait, what level are we?
Three.
3.
Human culture.
Oh, right. Yeah.
13 save?
It does. So what this guy does is he raises his hands and starts generating lightning of his own, and starts hurling handfuls of tiny lightning bolts at you. Some of them arc around to strike you from behind. Others just attempt to blast you head on, but you're able to catch them all with your shield and deflect them aside.
We're having a lightning v lightning fight over here.
And that actually
Lightning.
that actually forces his sanctuary to drop because he cast a spell that targeted you. Kedros, it is your turn.
All right. I will. Let's see. The guy is still in front of me.
Yeah, what was that?
Roll20 just gave somebody a massive notification dump. Yes, that gentleman is in fact still in front of you.
I'm going to. Can I do an intimidate? Would that take my action?
I think it would take your action.
Okay. Sorry, pal.
I tried the diplomatic approach for a split second, and that was enough.
I feel like the diplomatic approach in a band of warriors in Greek mythology involves a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. I yelled at him once. He didn't do anything. It hasn't been his turn since then, but that's okay.
I mean,
no, it was.
I mean, he did get a turn.
He could have run away, I guess.
He panicked and tried to hit you with his shield so that he would knock you down and then he would run, but he didn't manage to do that.
I assume 25 hits him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
7 more points of damage.
Goodbye, sir.
And I am going to use my bonus action. I am being precious about it, so it's taking me longer than I thought to make the icon, but I will have an icon by my next turn, I promise. Let's see.
Just ping where you'd like it to go, and I'll put the placeholder in.
Can I fly? Can I get it on the other side of these soldiers? Can I put it right here?
There's a 20-foot movement.
5, 10...
I mean, it can.
Yeah, it's not it's not like an actual physical object, so it can fly through people.
And we're not using the flanking rules, as a reminder.
Yeah, no, I just want to hit the breaker, the leader guy.
Yeah, he looks much more like a priest than a soldier. But yes, you can go ahead.
Hammer to the face.
Can I actually just have it be a big old anvil with wreathed in blue flame? That is the holy symbol, and I also think it gives us some like inadvertent Looney Tunes opportunities.
Sure, you can have your spiritual weapon be an anvil, and you can attempt to acme the heck out of this guy.
All right, fantastic.
I mean,
but you know,
one person made their spiritual weapon a bust of what was it?
It took, like from Critical Role, was it Nefertiti?
Yeah.
All right.
I had a player where their spiritual weapon was a stack of coins because they were a devotee of the god of commerce.
It wasn't even Nefertiti, was it? It was somebody else. It was what was it?
It was one of the Golden Girls.
Yeah, it was like Betty White as Nefertiti or something like that.
That's even better. 13 to hit him.
Yes, it does in fact hit.
Okay. And that's a I cast it. Yeah, it was casted level 2. So 5 points of force damage.
Ow. That man is hurt.
And Kedros will shout at him this time. Have your followers lay down their weapons and kneel at the feet of a true god.
How do they interpret that as me or somebody else?
That's a fair point, and I think he would say kneel at the symbol of a true god. I think that's much less ambiguous because he just got hit by an anvil.
Anything else you'd like to do? You still have movement?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna have him march up here.
Was it?
And sort of get in over on this side, I think, because
cool.
I can't get over this space, right?
No, that is a wall.
Okay, all right.
It was your character that heard the rumor about me being a dragon, right?
You can see the body of one of the attendants. He has suffered
Oh.
grievous injuries and
One of the Philip DeFranco
died
clones
before you
died.
got here.
Okay.
All right. Never
I don't
using
have
that
a I don't
token.
have a way to mechanically represent this, but that seeing a dead body of an acolyte in the temple would, if I could turn into a bull already, I would do that now. But Kedros instead is just really, really fucking pissed now.
All right.
When do you get to turn to a bull?
Level 5.
Ah.
All right.
It reminds me that I'm going to need to give you the stat blocks for the bull in game.
At some point.
So
Anyway,
Eric
Aravan.
pulls out his short sword from his belt and starts dashing forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes up to this guy and pops him with the short sword. 15.
15 hits, and you've got sneak attack here.
Yep. So I'm gonna do this as non-lethal damage. He's gonna turn it and hit him with the pommel to try to knock him out. 9 points of damage total.
Well, he's dazed, but he is still standing.
And then bonus action, I'll actually pull out one of my daggers because I can't use it the same turn because I'm not a dual wielder yet.
Right. You can see down this hallway that another pair of attendants have been murdered in the Oracle's temple.
Guess whose mind just changed?
2 more Philip DeFrancos are dead. That's 3 now. They're dropping at an increasing rate.
They're dropping faster than they talk.
But that's my turn.
I mean, yeah, Craig, that stands to reason. None of them have actually said anything yet.
I posted a token whenever if you want to put it in after this, that's totally fine.
Oh, brilliant. No, I can do that now.
I put it in I put it in general. I thought I put it in live chat. My bad.
Yep. Let me just save this. I'll wrangle
General
the
of Discord, to be clear.
yeah, I'll wrangle their soldiers' turns, and then I'll get onto that. Speaking of
no,
which,
like I
there are
said,
3.
Yeah, no rush on it.
There are 3 of them left.
The token currently is a silver block, so that kind of works for what it is.
It's the head-on view of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the last thing this guy's gonna see.
It's the bottom of the anvil as opposed to the either end, because.
All right. So the 3 soldiers who remain standing, the one that Aravan just hit is going to attempt to retaliate with a spear.
That hits.
23.
Oof.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I do not have the protection fighting style yet.
Hang on,
So.
let me see if I have.
It would also not apply here because you're not within 5 feet of Aravan.
Oh no, I landed on the altar.
And Aravan is 10 feet south.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am.
Space in between us.
There is a space between us.
And this particular soldier, because he landed a hit, he's going to invoke his martial advantage trait.
I was looking at my name and not my position, and I was measuring from my
Ouch.
name.
An extra 5 points of damage.
Oh wait, no, that does not apply here. It would apply if he were attacking Pericles. Because he doesn't actually have another ally within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
It's like pack tactics, but for damage.
Yeah.
Haha, you attacked the wrong winged individual.
Yeah, well, the guy in the middle is going to attempt to fill you with some stabbages.
My stabbages!
My stabbages!
Thank you for getting that. I love that joke. It never gets old for me. 19 against you, Pericles.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. And now I invoke martial advantage correctly.
There you go.
Rolling around with it.
For 1. So that's total of 6.
Let me make a Constitution save. I don't have my shield in my con save. Oh, I lose my divine favor. You made me drop
stop
my
glowing
spell.
Your sword stops glowing ever so slightly.
Slightly less shiny, yes.
because the rest of it is just it's just covered in lightning.
Yeah. Well, it's still also covered in shiny because Radiant Soul is still active.
Yeah, that was what I was getting at. Sorry, that wasn't clear. And the soldier at the top is going to, well, he's going to try to do better than his peer. He's going to attempt a shield bash on you, Pericles.
On me?
Yes, a 19.
Why do you keep rolling 19s to hit me?
I don't know. Digital dice, man.
I mean, it hits.
So that is 5 bludgeoning damage. He invokes martial advantage for another 3, so that's 8 damage and a strength save, please.
17.
You're fine.
I am mighty like the mountain.
Okay. They are not inclined to retreat any further.
It's like shield
Partly
bashes with my
because-
knee, and I just flex into it.
Yes, they are not inclined to retreat, so Atrika.
Is muted.
Yeah.
Yes, you are muted.
Muted in Discord.
I am indeed muted.
Not anymore.
So now I do the thing where I
Okay.
use the blood curse of the marked and amplify it.
On
I roll
who?
an
Okay.
4. Take 3 damage this time.
Don't shoot Pericles in the ass.
And now I shoot the guy, especially now that his sanctuary is gone.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Past me, past his soldier, past an anvil.
I will. No, I can't save face twice. Damn it! But he's only wearing robes. His armor class might be lower.
10 does in fact hit him.
Ha! Eat it. Oh.
I like to think that
Or-
rather than firing past us, you fired it up and ricocheted off the roof.
2 more damage. 1 more damage. So 5 damage.
Is just slightly more than you needed to kill him.
So the the faintest hiss sort of draws his attention as the bow is being drawn back, and just catch the eyes of the Gorgon, and the eyes of the Gorgon are the last thing you see before you die.
Nice. I like it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? You've moved, you've bonus actioned, you've attacked.
Yep, that is my turn.
All right, Pericles.
Guy in front of me needs a stabbing.
Huh?
I am first going to... Actually, I have a question. My action is not going to be an intimidation, but I'm wondering if it will intimidate. As the priest falls over dead, I raise my sword. Which is the hand that has my my amulet on it. The amulet wrapped around the wrist. And for the glory of Pithor and his children, as I cast Bless on myself, Kedros, and Erevan, and we all begin to glow.
All right.
And I'm wondering if that'll do anything to their morale.
Is it gold? The glow?
Yes.
Little fleshy for my taste.
So I bless it with 3 creatures of my choice within range. Myself, Kedros, and Erevan. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add a number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
Clear the placeholder because we have the anvil token now.
Yay.
Thanks.
Nice.
And
And that
Oh,
would
well.
technically apply to your anvil because you're making it attack.
yep, so you should be able to move that around now.
All right. Excellent.
But that's my turn. I'm
Alright.
gonna stay planted there.
All right, and the 3 of you are #blessed.
Hashtag blessed by Pithor.
Now, so at this point, it looks like there are 3 more of them, right?
Actually,
It is just the 3 of them left, yes.
actually, because it's a blessing of Pithor, the glow is red.
Oh, I can see it.
We're glowing red.
Okay.
Helps us keep our low light vision when we're in the dark.
Can I? Let's see. I can enable bless, right, on the character sheet.
Yeah, it's if you toggle on global attack modifiers in the gear, it's actually the one that's in there by default.
Oh yeah. Okay, I had skill on, but I'm gonna turn on. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Turn on any or as many or as few of those as you need.
Yep.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Yes. So I think I'm gonna hit the one that's in front of me with the spear.
This is
How
actually
banged up does Pericles look?
exactly at half health.
Okay. All
On a
right.
scale
Yeah.
of 1 to 28, he's about a 14.
Yeah.
Okay. So 18.
If this were 4th edition, you would be condition bloodied.
Yes.
18 definitely hits this guy.
Fortunately, I blessed the people that could kill all 3 of the ones in front of me on their turns.
So that takes 6. He takes 6 damage and is already having a terrible day.
And I will look up at Pericles and reach out my shield arm towards Pericles and say, be repaired. Feel your wounds knit. And I'm going to cast Healing Word at level 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess 6? What is it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at trying to parse how Roll20 does the second
Yeah.
level. So 6 points.
The higher level one goes on top. All right, I am
You've
back.
got 1 god. We have 2 gods.
Erevan brings us up to you.
My dad can beat up your dad when he's not drunk and feeling like a loser.
Erevan's gonna sidestep real quick and use his dagger against this guy. 24.
Yep, that'll hit.
7 hits for 17 points of damage.
Are you? Oh wait, you don't have any other attacks unless you. Oh no, you could 2 of them.
That was with my offhand. So
I'm just thinking whether you want to use sneak attack here. It doesn't apply to the first attack you make. It's just once on your turn.
okay, yeah, then no, 7 points of damage.
Yeah, easily more than enough. This guy's out.
Yeah, so he just jams that up underneath his chin and then drops it down and then steps forward and past to the left and will also stab this guy with the short sword.
So this one won't have your ability modifier on the damage, but you will be able to sneak attack.
Yeah, so I already took the modifier off. 19.
Still hits.
And why did it do that again?
You click the name, not the...
There we go. 11 points of damage.
Enough to remove that man from the equation as well.
So that one, he just kind of spins around as he pulls the dagger out of the first guy, spins around, and then right at the base of this guy's neck, it goes up underneath his armor, and then comes back down and out.
You just literally just did a double assassination from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yep.
Just replace the spear with the dagger.
Funny thing is I don't even own that game.
The one remaining man, he is already heavily bloodied. The entire crew is dead. He's going to try to book it rather than surrender. So he will move who's there, skirting the edge of the beer, and
Can
out towards the temple exterior, Kedros. You can make an attack of opportunity if you so desire.
just clothesline him.
I really want him to get
Craig, you're
past
muted, by the way.
everybody. I really want him to just get past everyone and then die to a Trika's snake hair.
Craig might have stepped away.
Well, tell you what, we'll keep going, and if by some bizarre chance Pericles and Atrika don't finish him off, Kedros will still be able to. He's going to try to book it past Pericles as well.
Yeah. Spin around.
Yeah, it hits. He's done.
For
He's
16
way
damage.
more than done.
So just
Good
comes around,
day, sir.
flip
Put him back
flip
there.
the falcata around on my wrist, spin and just cut down.
Okay. Combat is over. I'll just clean up the bodies because there's a lot of them, and they're going to get in the way of moving tokens around.
Are any of the I guess the original acolytes here? Do any of them seem to be in maybe knocked out or badly injured, or are all of them just dead?
The 4 in the central chamber, they have all been tied up. Some of them have, in fact, been beaten.
I float down
Um,
on my wings.
3 to the sides.
Yeah, as soon as it's
The 3 to the sides are unfortunately all dead.
All right.
Just
I
get
will.
some bodies out of here.
No.
I'll start cutting bonds on the 2 down here as soon as
All right.
Yeah. If I can move to the other 2, I'll free them, and then do they both look wounded?
One of them does. The 2 on Erevan's side, both of them have been banged up.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna heal
Atrika-
the one. Heal the one on my side, and then whenever there's time, I'll move over to the other side and cast more healing words.
Atrika goes to pull her arrow out of the enemy priest's eye.
well, hang on. I land I land on the priest while you're still walking up, and I plant the sword in the chest just to make sure, and then I'm going to check and see if there are any documentation or journal or anything on his person.
Let's see here.
yeah,
While the other
so-
two are freeing people.
Let me just quickly resolve one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Kedros, as you go to start casting spells again,
Mhm.
the elf among the acolytes, he's an older man, at least by elven standards, speaks up. Stay your spellcraft. There are more of them. Deeper into the temple in the Oracle Sanctum. You will need your strength.
I appreciate your selfless offer, but we must make certain that you will not go to the gods just yet. Are they? I mean, is he? No, I just in character. Will you recover? Or actually, can I make a medicine check? Are any of them at risk of bleeding out or anything?
Sure, you can do that.
Okay.
With 17, some of the bruises are going to last for about a week, but eventually these 4 at least will all recover.
Okay. Well, right, yeah.
The older elven man is probably going to have a tougher time of it than the rest, but
Okay.
he's definitely going to be. They will all be fine.
All right. I'm still, especially because he's older and also because he's more banged up, I still am going to use one of my spells on him. and help him to his feet, and say, "Appreciate the warning. What happened?" And as I help him up, I will cast the spell into him, which is probably like feeling like you're standing a little too close to a hearth, but
All right.
like you've just come in out of the cold and you get really close to a fireplace, and it's a pleasant heat, but it is also uncomfortably hot.
Speaking as someone who is going through a particularly cold winter, yeah, I know what that's like.
Okay.
That very faint crispiness in your
In your
face.
nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, Pericles and Atrika, you don't find any documentation on this acolyte, but you do find a couple of other things.
Well, one of them
Specific-
hopefully the arrow.
Yes, the arrow. For the record, I tend not to mess too much with like arrow recovery rules, just because it's a little bit more baggage, you know.
I will
But
track my ammo then.
I mean, track like non-magical ammo is fine. Magical ammo will need to be tracked.
I mean, yes, obviously, because those are a finite resource that exists.
On this particular priest of Sidon, you find a coin pouch, which contains 25 gold and 100 silver. I'll let whoever jots that down.
Family.
Oh no, this one is for me. And all of us, of course.
These
I'll
pockets are fair game.
let whoever's keeping track of party funds jot that down, I suppose.
I'll jot that down just because I have the bag at the moment.
Yep, fair. Up on the priest's person, you also find a beautifully made bronze symbol of Sidon depicting his wrathful visage.
Atrika grabs that off of him and looks up. Kedros.
Yes, Atrika.
Catch. Toss.
All right. Do you want me to roll to see if I catch it, or can I just catch it?
Nah, you can just catch that.
Okay.
If Atrika had yelled "think fast," I would have made you roll for it.
All right. So I will take a look at it, a closer look.
Yep. This is essentially a holy symbol for Sidon, cast purely from bronze. It is impeccably well made.
Saying think fast.
Kedros is conflicted.
Saying think fast often has the exact opposite effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will.
Go ahead.
I was looking over. I pound my ribs to use my lay on hands real quick, and look over at Kyrah. Can you take these people outside the temple while we finish cleaning up?
Let me see here. Proteus. Good to see you're unharmed.
Guess you said further in the temple. How do we get further in?
I'm looking
Atrika
behind.
would like to very carefully look through this door.
I'm looking behind the statue.
Okay. Yep. It's a tight fit behind the statue for someone in armor, but you can. The door is not locked, Atrika. Let me just budge that out of the way again. But you can see that there is a hallway behind the statue. Let's see here.
I will.
Kyrah looks back at Kedros and says, "Well, I think they'll be fine. They just need some time to tend to their wounds." Yes, You said we had to get down to the sanctum? Proteus just nods in a very emphatic and repeated manner. Right, yes, I know the way. So, it doesn't look like there are any other guards up here, so I'm very curious to see what's happening in the sanctum. The others will be fine, they just need time to rest, by the look of things.
Let's not waste time. Ervin will turn around and rush to this door and open it.
Yep,
somewhere
See Pericles on the other side. Oh, hey.
somewhere probably just as they're deciding to come on, you will hear from the hallway beyond, like, Kedros, Ervan, come! We have evil to suss out and murder.
And while Pericles is being a distraction at that door, Ettrick is going to try and sneak through this door.
That door is locked.
Oh, is it?
Is this one?
Kidros, who is like halfway through casting Identify on the disc, is like, Vulcan, burn these distractions, and just shoves it into a pouch and stalks off.
How sturdy does this lock seem?
Like standard.
I break it.
You can roll a strength check to kick
I
down the
was
door.
afraid that was what you're about to ask me, because I don't have
The
strength.
person with a strength of 9 asked if they could break the lock. What were you thinking was
know.
going to happen?
A pissed off Kedros is walking up behind you, if that helps.
Kedros, could you open this door for me?
It would be a pleasure.
I'm trying to
up.
open this door too.
Strength check, or just a check, right? Not a save.
Yeah, just a check. Pericles, that door is unlocked, and you can see. Oh wait, I said
21.
reveal areas. Oh, barbarian of a system.
We open the door as Kedros headbutts through the other one.
That door is a sleeping quarters. A hallway that leads to more doors, essentially. Each one of them is labeled with a small plaque. You can infer that this is, in fact, a sleeping quarters.
Well, fourth floor to
Kedros.
Franco.
Yes, there is, in fact, another dead attendant here. Kedros. 21 is easily enough to smash through that door with impunity.
Smash the state.
Disrespect your surroundings.
He raises one of his hooved feet and just kicks through the lock.
The key in the shape of your boot type deal.
Exactly.
I call down the hallway.
A boot.
I call down the hallway. Hey, this seems like sleeping quarters. Also, there's another dead body.
We have
to wait down.
Kyrah pipes up at this point. I was going to say that I've been here before, and yes, the door that Kedros just thoroughly ruined is the way down to the Oracle Sanctum.
We will fix it later.
All right.
Trundle down the hallway. All right.
I will fix later.
I'll head down first.
There is another door where the and by this point, Bless probably would have worn off.
Yeah, my transformation probably is as I'm like walking down the hallway with the lightning wings like sort of streaking across the sides. As I get here, it just goes away.
Yeah, there's a few scorch marks on the walls now.
You know what? I think after Kedros goes through the door, he sort of pauses, looks back at the hinges that he just smashed, and reaches out and casts Mending on it, leaving it open but fixing it.
The hinges are fine. The lock is irreparable.
Okay. Even with Mending?
Yeah, even with Mending, sorry.
Yeah, totally fine. It was an evil lock.
It was locked by evil.
It was probably locked by the staff.
If there are evildoers downstairs and they locked the door behind them, it was locked by evil.
Does Atrika look like she? I mean, he will stand aside if it looks like she was headed straight through.
No, Trika will gladly let you go through before her.
Okay, all right.
He's an archer.
I will put a hand on Atrika's shoulder as we go through and give you 5 hit points. for my lay on
Yay.
hands.
Oh, so you
Oh,
don't punch
I did
everybody when you
myself.
do healing hands?
No, that's just for me. It's a motivation. It's a motivational thing. It's
You have healed the damage that I did to myself.
Erevan.
Yep.
There is a door halfway down the staircase. It is a strong oaken door with the visage of Sidon carved into it.
Is it locked?
Well, when you touch the door, it tries to bite you. This is a mimic. I believe an 18 hits
Yep, an 18 definitely hits.
for 8 damage.
8 damage. Ouch.
2 of which was acid.
Let's see here.
Mimic door.
And now I can put this on the map. Oh, I should probably move it to the front so that you can actually see its health bar. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, I paved all your initiative order, your turn order, so may need to re-roll that.
Do it again.
Ooh.
I got a 5.
Ha! A 17 for the man in the back.
Why
Why am I in the back?
Yes, that is an excellent question.
You were at the other door.
I know.
yeah.
No, I know why I'm in the back. Pericles
Oh.
is like, why am I in the back?
Oh, fair.
Well,
This is uncomfortable.
well, Pericles, if you can find a way past your teammates to reach the mimic.
I can't, but I can do something else. That's within 120 feet of me, right?
I mean, yeah. It's like 20 feet away from you.
Hey, hold on, I'll get the door. I raise my I raise my hand, grab the air, and as I do, a bolt of lightning coalesces in my palm, which I will throw at the door.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Yes,
I
that
don't have
hits.
the 3 for bless, but a 20.
20 hits.
16 radiant damage.
Holy
Ow.
shit.
Also, anyone who attacks it next has advantage on their attack.
The next one attack gains advantage, so the mimic can only reach Erevan and Kedros right now, and it's yeah, the face of Sidon is going to attempt another bite against Erevan. 17.
Better than the face
That
of both.
does hit.
Oh, that's 14 damage.
Oh, that's unconscious.
Oh boy.
Well, it's a good thing Kedros is literally right behind you, and didn't waste any spell slots healing people that didn't need to be healed.
Atrika.
Thankfully, the NPCs let us know.
Um,
I still did it, but
hissing angrily, both her and her hair, she sort of storms forward to stand over the fallen Erevan and bites the mimic with her hair.
That doesn't seem.
Go right
that
ahead.
doesn't seem healthy.
how do you like it?
23.
Mimic's just like, oh, I didn't realize it was like this.
No, I've seen the error of my wings.
My hair. So just 6 piercing damage, and it needs to make a DC 12 con save.
Can you apply your right to your hair?
Yes, I can. It is a weapon.
Sorry, what was the save?
DC 12 con save or be poisoned until the start of my next turn.
Passes, just barely.
Damn it.
At this point, I feel the need to introduce one of my particular DMing quirks. Atrika, high or low?
Low.
High. Your hair is now stuck to the mimic.
That's the best aspect of mimics.
All right, then we'll just keep biting then. And we'll chew through this mimic.
All right. So
Andrew, what does this look like? Is it like it's stuck into putty, or like it's been glued to the door? What is the visual?
so once the fangs sink into what looks like wood, they stay there. It's just like a snake has bitten into a piece of wood, and it can't get the fangs out again.
Wow.
It-
Okay.
but
That's amazing.
Gonna need a claw hammer.
Atrika can definitely feel that this is. Well, for starters, it's creepy. It's like biting into some kind of shapeless mass that moves around your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting something stuck in your teeth, but it's your whole mouth.
Yeah.
It's like biting into the teeth molds at the dentist.
I wish
Oh,
my hand
Yeah.
is a light weapon so that I could also stab them with my rapier, but I don't think it does.
Torika's hair is stuck. Someone get the peanut butter.
Unfortunately,
Time for
this
a haircut.
also means that I need to budge Kydros and Erevan back because can't occupy the same space.
He's prone, so I should be able to stand over him.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so things look a little. It's a little more This is just
I could
abstract.
be like
for
right
everyone.
here.
Yeah,
Just-
perfect.
Yeah.
Just to specify that you are in fact underneath Atrika right now.
I was back here, so there's actually space.
Oh.
If Kedros wants
Well,
to
if you want to
drag Erevan up the stairs.
just peasant railgun him back up to the between Kydros and Pericles.
Everyone, yeah, crowd serves.
I've heard about that.
Speaking of Erevan, can I get a death save, please?
Yeah, for sure. I'm the
First
best
death,
at
first
this.
death, first death. Oh wait, I should have been keeping track of this.
2.
Oh, boy.
One failure.
Maybe.
Kydros.
Well, now it's Kedros' turn.
All right. Before I get stuck to the goddamn door, I'm gonna cast Healing Word. On Erevan. So only 3, but at least you're back on your not literally back on your feet.
You just haul him past Atrika, further away from the mimic.
Fair.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you between Kydros and Pericles now.
And yeah, I'm gonna can I see what I know about mimics?
Sure, you can.
Oh, actually, yeah. Can I roll? I think even for Kedros to tell if this is a mimic, because otherwise, I feel like he's gonna think it's like a cursed door.
Okay, so nature would probably be most appropriate then.
Yeah. Forget the +2. I shouldn't have that on there.
With an 11, yeah, you know it's a mimic.
Okay. What do
read
I know
about
about this sticky thing?
What do you know with an 11? It's a natural adhesive, so the mimic sticks to things that touch it.
Okay. So probably
You're not sure how it does this or whether it can do it in different forms. You do also know it's a shape changer.
Yeah. But it's okay. So but anything that touches it, including objects and so on.
Objects, weapons, people.
Okay. I am yeah, I think I'm also gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
You have already used a spell as a bonus action, so you can only cast a cantrip this turn.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I apologize.
Oh, good.
That's why you cast Sacred Flame instead. And see if the door mimic can dodge.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a cantrip. Okay, yeah. Okay, Sacred Flame.
Mimic cannot, in fact, dodge.
That would have been hilarious.
As
Those
your,
tokens to avoid the guiding bolt.
Be cleansed from this world by Vulcan's fire.
Your holy flame washes over the wood, and it looks more more like burned flesh than burned metal. Not metal, wood. There's a wooden door. Well, supposedly.
Does it smell like burned flesh?
Yes.
Unpleasant.
Yeah, and you're a minotaur, so that's particularly acute to you.
That's why I asked. I'm trying to think with my nose, like Toucan Sam.
Alright, top of the round, Pericles.
Why am I still back here?
In this fight, that may be the best place to be.
Well,
Don't
Atrika
touch.
can't exactly
I hit
Atrika can't exactly get out of your way, so
I hit the hardest though.
Yes, but then you will get stuck the most.
I have many weapons.
Number of weapons doesn't help.
Just burn it again.
Herbert's on the ground.
I will,
Kyrah just shouts from the back, "You only have 2 arms."
but javelins, you stab, let go, grab another, stab, let go.
Then fucking throw them.
Paprika is stuck to the door.
If I throw a javelin, I might hit Atrika. I will guiding bolt the door.
You hear distinct sounds of scribbling behind you, Pericles. 22 hits.
I like how they're basically friends. The Greek Odyssey.
Pericles whines just as much as his father.
In both senses of the word.
Yep.
Oh, you wait till you meet Pythor.
Oh, no, I do not drink nearly as much as Pythor is right now.
I apologize. I'm not quite sure I heard that. Did you say it's Friends, the Greek Odyssey version?
Yes.
Oh, God. Kedros gets reunited with his family. We were on the break!
You just wandered off.
You disappeared!
The Mimic takes 14 damage and is marked for the next attack. Given that the Mimic currently has a victim, it's going to try... it's going to try to grab Atrika a bit more.
I want mimic leather boots.
You just barely hit me.
7. Okay, so that is 10 damage and you are now grappled
Okay.
by the Mimic.
Atrika, this is not the time to hug the door.
The door. It's quite clear that the door is in fact hugging Atrika.
That doesn't change
Could
my
it be
statements.
any more adhesive?
Well,
Speaking of Atrika,
I take 1 more damage as one of my snaked hairs bites my own shoulder, and I activate my right on my hair. And then I bite this fucking thing with advantage again.
with another strand. Yep, 23 hits.
For 8 damage. DC 12 poison save.
Takes 8. Fails the save, it is now poisoned.
And it's poisoned until the start of my next turn.
Whoops. Let's put the door backwards. Supposed to be. There we go. Uravan, you're up and moving.
Yep.
Well, you're moving, you're just not up yet.
I'll get up, dust my pants off. In my head, that was embarrassing. And then just...
It's alright, Erefan. Everyone has bad days.
how high is the ceiling in here?
Probably about 20 feet.
All right, yeah,
So-
he'll fly up 10 feet and throw a dagger down at the door.
Cool.
So let's see.
You're definitely within 30 feet of this door, so.
I'm assuming
7.
a 7 misses,
Unfortunately, yes.
and then
The dagger just sticks
other
into the
dagger.
door, but it sticks in Pommelin first.
20.
20 will hit though.
All right.
So second attack, so no ability damage. Sneak attack applies though, and that is enough to kill it.
So that's
The Mimic,
just 4 damage because the
Yeah,
next was
so it's
applied,
just
I think.
4 damage if
Trika's right there.
Well,
You
no,
got
no,
sneak attack.
The dex damage, it rolled a 1 on the die.
yeah.
Oh,
that's
right, I
That's
missed
that's
that.
plus 3, so it's just
All right,
4
so the
damage.
Mimic is... Alright, the Mimic is still up. Just barely.
Kedros, please break the door like you broke its brother earlier.
I'm out of daggers.
Kydras, it is your turn.
Yeah. I think at this point,
Could flame it again.
yeah, may as well.
There's a lot of stuff sticking out of the mimic now. That's probably
yeah,
the best gauge for its health that you have.
fair. And also the best gauge whether it's a good idea to use heat metal, but I'm not going to burn a slot on it. Yeah, I will cast Sacred Flame again.
Cool.
I think practically what it looks like is just that the flames are still there, just intensify as you continue to concentrate on it.
It passes, unfortunately.
Okay.
How did it dodge?
Door opened.
Just opened it and closed really quickly.
Yeah.
Taking a
So
trigger with it, so it's like, whoa!
Yeah, it just drags a trigger.
Knock. Who's there? The door.
And I will. Wait. Does it have disadvantage because of the poison, or is that only on attacks?
Right. Let me check that.
It's ability
I always
check.
forget what poison does.
Yeah, not saving throws, I don't think.
Yeah, attack rolls and ability checks. Oh well.
Okay. Wait. Stupid question, but saving throws don't count as ability checks, right? They're distinct.
Stupid
There are three types of D20 rolls. There are attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. They're all
Gotcha.
separate types.
Okay, fair.
Also, stupid answer. Chumble spells.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Healing Word then, because that was a cantrip. So,
on who?
On Erevan, because Erevan I think is still looking pretty bad.
You have 2 targets.
Yeah. 6. A little better that time.
Wonderful.
I will admit this is the stupidest fight I've ever been in. Going to throw a javelin.
I have heard tales of many legendary heroes whose greatest battles were with doors.
They must not have been very good heroes then, as I throw a javelin at the door.
If you miss.
It's a 12 hit the door.
Yes.
9 damage.
The javelin goes through the mimic and out the other side. As it collapses, melts into a puddle of something and releases everything that was in it.
You've never seen snake hair spit in disgust, but it is trying very hard to spit out the bits of mimic that are in its mouths.
Just like...
Kydros pulls out the bottle of Ouzo and offers it to Atrika's hair.
One of the snake hairs, like, very faintly licks the bottle.
Atrika, are you all right?
I will be fine.
I'm going to give Erevan 3 more hit points.
Worth noting, Atrika's bowstring and her snake hair are still visibly dripping venom, because the rites are still active on both of them.
So, do I need to throw the Ouzo away?
No.
Would you like me to lead now?
They didn't fight the Ouzo, they licked it.
No, what are the chances that there's 2?
What are the chances that there's not 2?
The same.
The next time we come to a door, I will burn it.
Solid plan.
Erevan, here. Do you need a moment to rest?
A moment wouldn't hurt, but I don't want to slow us down. This is a bit of a time-sensitive thing, I would imagine.
I will squeeze past everyone, grab my javelin, and lead the way on.
I'm gonna cast another healing word on Erevan. Still 3 more.
Hey, that's all right.
Thank you. You find no other doors in the staircase.
I was right.
Do I find more staircase, or does it just end behind the mimic?
No, you do find more staircase that eventually it goes down for a while, stretches. Then there's a long stretch of hallway, and it comes back up.
As we're walking down, I look over my shoulder. Kyrah, if you could do your best to make that particular fight seem more heroic.
Promises. You can see, in the dim light, you can see a faint grin at the corners of her mouth.
Just like
Kedros will try to catch Kira's eye and just sort of silently shake his head.
make
Don't.
make it like there were a half dozen mimic doors, and Atrika had a haircut in each one.
That makes no sense.
It's better than you getting bested by one door.
I wasn't bested. I attacked it and it died.
Let us make certain that this is a story worth telling and not a tragedy. Shall we continue?
This is all while walking. It's just like over the shoulder.
Oh, I know. Kedros just doesn't do bad.
But eventually, you find stairs that lead upwards and come out in an underground grotto.
If anyone was bested, it was our winged elf.
He did not get stuck in the door.
Anything gets stuck in that door. It also died.
I see fire.
Indeed you do.
Mountain. It's literally
Yep. That is exactly what's going on here. The room is lit by torches and filled with the vaporous mist of steaming hot springs. Because of that, the place is well lit with reflections from the underground river. The whole place, well, everyone except Kedros would see this place in liquid blue.
Kedros sees it in liquid gray.
Yeah, he can just see
Wait,
like reflections playing off the walls.
There's also the red of the fire.
Yeah. Is this a big bonfire in the middle?
Let's see here. I know I have notes on it. Possibly, maybe, who knows?
Some sort of flaming woofer.
It is a very large brazier. You can see that it is inscribed with symbols that were repeated on the walls of the temple. So you can see that this is one of the indicators that this is a personal chamber for the oracle herself.
What does it do? It woofs flaming.
I need to refresh the page really quickly because Roll20 has decided that it wants to give me the option to duplicate a page every time.
That's
great.
While you're refreshing that page, do we see anyone in this place?
It is currently unoccupied. Whoop! I just closed the wrong friggin' tab. Wow, everything's falling apart. Okay.
So having
There is
go ahead.
There is no sign of anyone nearby, anyone in the same general area that you can see. The central island is bedecked with several comfortable-looking rugs and a handful of candles scattered about them.
Having had quite enough of this whole charade at this point, I just sort of start walking towards the middle and put a hand up to my mouth and just start calling out, "Hello, people who have taken over the temple and presumably the oracle. All of your allies are dead. If you would like to not join them, please throw down your weapons, release any hostages, and come out peacefully. If you would like to join them, don't, and we will find you."
I feel like an intimidate roll is appropriate here.
Well, he's yelling that. How high up does this ceiling go?
It actually goes a bit higher than the temple itself, probably about 30 feet high.
I wonder.
Okay. Is there any like small ledges that could probably, that I might be able to hide up on?
There's the occasional, I forget whichever one it is, the rock structure that points downward.
Stalactite.
Stalactite.
I'm
They
waiting.
hang tight to the ceilings.
I'm waiting to see if Kedros mutters some sort of guidance blessing under his mouth while I'm talking.
I mean, always.
Okay. Do I have guidance on this roll is my question.
No, I know. Yeah, yes, you do. Can I assist as well? Can I do guidance and assist?
Sure.
Take
Why
the
not?
help action. We are here to cleanse the taint of this false titan from these chambers. You would be best to leave before the fire reaches you. And I will also put a hand on Pericles' shoulder, so you have guidance too.
So I get advantage and guidance. All right.
Fuck him up, Pericles.
So it's a 23.
Yay!
23. At first, there's no response. And then a voice reaches you from around this corner on the other side of the sanctum. Over here! Quickly! It is a woman's voice. She sounds distressed and ethereal.
I will very quickly. The shortest way distance between 2 points is a roughly straight line, so I go across to the center island and jump.
Cool. One of the rugs tries to grab you.
Oh God!
As
What's
Jesus
more
Christ.
embarrassing than getting killed by a door or getting killed by a rug?
I was waiting for the next situation to be this.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Can I ask Kyrah a question before this happens? This whole situation happens.
Yes, go ahead.
The voice it comes out. Is that the voice of the oh God, there he goes. But does she recognize the voice of the oracle?
As Pericles is running off, she's, yes, that's, oh God.
Fuck! The rugs are attacking.
Yeah, I just imagine as soon as you stepped on the first rug, what the fuck? And it's not even get to hear the whole.
There was a path around the side, Pericles.
There's now just a sword being stabbed into a rug in response.
I think we can probably keep the same initiative rolls here so we don't have to go through that malarkey again.
We can't see them, so you're gonna have to.
Oh, alright then.
Because our tokens are on different.
Yeah, because the tokens that rolled those initiatives are on a different page.
Alright, well, the important thing is I can see all of them, so just hide the turn order in the overlay, I guess. So Pericles, despite being surprised by the rug, you have the first turn.
I will attempt to escape the rug.
Cool. So athletics check, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, you take damage at the start of your turns.
Oh, right, you do.
2d6 plus
I always
3.
forget about that. So that's 10 damage coming at you.
Hey. This is how Pericles dies, smothered in rugs.
By a rug.
Alright.
After just poking fun at Trika
Yeah.
for the door. This is...
Cause of death, irony. Sure enough, you do not manage to escape the rug.
I think John's broken.
You just hear this fucking rug won't get off me.
Oh God.
Which one?
All of them.
The one that's currently struggling in the rug, obviously.
I don't think I can poison a rug. Shrika kind of steps this way.
Just fucking leave him. Just go around.
Anything I do to hurt the rug is just going to hasten his own death. I can't petrify a rug. I didn't learn that skill from my family. They didn't feel like teaching it to me.
Hesitate to ask. It looks like there are 2 rugs there.
Only one of them is actively attempting to suffocate Pericles.
The other one's playing the long game.
Wait for this one to
The one's waiting for this one to die, so as soon as Pericles goes, finally, and steps out, boom, the other one.
Oh, no, let me do you one better. So once you've fulfilled the prophecy, saved the world, then the rug attacks the oracle.
There you go.
Because you are there.
I told you, if Pericles dies, I'm coming in as an animist.
I never trusted that rug from Aladdin.
Always had a very sinister vibe to it.
It's my action to shoot the rug after Pericles has been freed, either by his own efforts or Kedros, because I'm not strong enough to pull him out of that rug.
Okay. Holding action. Erevan.
Yeah.
Stab the rug.
What did he just yell?
Stab the rug.
The rug.
Well, I'll stab it from his distance then. So,
Oh,
well,
no.
yeah. Would I be able to make out what he's saying?
From that distance, while encased in the rug.
Passive perception 16.
Passive perception 16. Yeah, you can hear him.
Okay, stab him from long distance then.
This is gonna be bad.
23.
I know how a rug of smothering works.
Pericles doesn't.
Neither does Erevan. He lived in the fucking woods.
Your sneak attack applies here because Pericles isn't incapacitated.
16 points of
So
damage.
Pericles and the rug each take 8.
Ow!
You're in the rug! Why did you not think arrows piercing the rug would pierce you?
That one just nicked your ear. He was aiming for an area where you weren't, and the downward angle.
The door, stabbing the door didn't stab you.
The sword wasn't all over me!
Plus, we told you not to do it. Can we all agree not to take any more commands from Pericles in these situations? He's the one being grappled by a rug.
And Kedros, can you please pull him out of this rug?
The rug,
15 feet above.
for its own part in this, the rug continues to smother Pericles. It doesn't need to make any other rolls because it's got you already, and damage happens at the start of your turn.
Since you said it was Misty in here, can I use my bonus action to hide? Because what elf mask?
Sure. Natural phenomena, you can hide here.
Yep.
Get advantage, crit, kill the rug, and
25.
Pericles. Yep. You are quite handily hidden from the rug.
I have
Kedros.
owls.
All right, I'm gonna. Can I see Pericles at all inside the rug?
He's probably got like one arm free.
Okay. I'm gonna run over. Do I have to make any rolls to get over across these stones?
No, they're fine.
Okay.
They're close enough, and they're not like waterlogged or anything.
All right, and then I'm gonna try to pull Pericles out. I assume that would be my action.
Yes, it would to make an athletics check. DC 13.
Okay. Can I guide myself on this?
Uh,
I believe providing guidance is an action.
Guidance is an action, so yeah, no, unfortunately, no.
Okay. All right. Fair. You know what? We have inspiration, right, from last time.
Yes, as a
Oh
DM.
right, yes. The divine
yeah, I do
inspiration
have
dice
that.
that I give out. That's a thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use that. That's a what, 1d8, like bardic
Yes, it is
inspiration.
one.
Can you add an
Yes. Yep, you can add it after your roll.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let me see how I roll then.
Could I have added that to my roll then?
You could have,
It's
but you
too,
didn't.
no, it's fine.
It's a little late for that now, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't need to use it.
But a 17 is enough to drag Pericles out of the rug. You just put like one boot on the rug and the rest on Pericles. Just yank.
This is only the
Pericles is looking pretty rough, right?
yeah.
All right. I'm going to use my last spell slot to heal.
Now that Pericles is freed of the rug, my held action goes off.
Yes.
This is only the third time I've almost been killed by a rug.
Out of curiosity, were the first two animate?
No.
My right damage is poison, so I don't think it takes any of it. So
No.
Correct.
But
So the rug takes 6.
they weren't animate, but one of them had a naked lady on top. The other one had a naked man on top. They were both in the same building, now that I think about it. I shouldn't go back there.
We need to keep you away from the rugs.
Speaking of keeping things away from the rugs, Pericles, do you want to go and hit the rug?
You healed 5. I don't know if you added that.
Okay. I'm going to throw a javelin at the rug.
All right, go ahead.
Pericles is dumb, but he isn't stupid.
excellent himbo energy from Pericles.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. If it wasn't obvious, that's what I was going
I'm
for.
definitely picturing like a blonde Kronk.
Fund it.
The poison for Cusco's poison.
Why do we even have that lever?
Why do we even have that rug?
Anyway, Pericles, make your attack. 21 hits.
8 piercing damage.
The rug falls over.
Fuck you, rug.
Sounds like that's what happened the first 2 times.
I mean, well, it was around. Events were occurring.
Nope, don't want to hear.
The rug was
A
not
voice
meant to be
reached
involved.
The woman's voice reaches you from around the corner. What are you doing back there? Help me!
Getting smothered
Why
by
do
your
you have an
rugs.
evil rug?
Or
That's not my rug.
Who brings a rug when they're robbing an oracle?
Honestly, who throws a shoe?
are we still in initiative?
No, we're out of initiative for now.
Moving forward.
Gonna go the
Yeah.
long way around this time.
Wise.
Aravan will land when he rounds the corner.
Okay. And you can see there is an entrance to a smaller stone chamber here. And in the middle of the river, a beautiful woman dressed in white and gold is being held up above the river by a creature made seemingly entirely out of watery tendrils. In the chamber off to your left, you hear the sound of a knife leaving flesh. And a hideous cackle.
Humanoid?
Definitely humanoid.
I don't know. Maybe it's another door.
See, there's like a watery creature holding the person.
Yes.
I'll shoot the water, I guess.
Cool.
Below where she's being
So,
held.
so you know how I have a habit of running straight into things I probably shouldn't?
I feel like that's a character flaw for you now.
Now?
Flaw or feature?
Yes.
My hatred of my enemies is blind and unreasoning. Emphasis on the unreasoning.
22 into the base of the watery creature.
Okay, 22. Yep, that hits.
Does the Oracle qualify as being fighting back and thus providing sneak attack?
Not right now. She is currently restrained.
All right. Just 9 points of damage.
All right, it takes 9.
And I will yell, Pericles, get up here!
Here he comes to save the day.
And use 15 feet of my movement to go back up in the air now that I see that there's some big fucking thing in the river. I want to get away from the water.
I have cleared the turn tracker properly, so you can re-roll initiative for this one.
Aravan has 100% knows how to like what will get Pericles moving.
Is she submerged in the water, or is her head above water?
Her entire body is above water,
Well,
and the tendrils are just reaching up from the river.
that makes sense
Okay.
right
So-
there.
We're just missing Kedros.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying
Okay.
to swap back to the sheet.
Got that. I probably should have saved the lightning breath for the creature made of water.
I got a 0. Oh no, I got a 9. Okay.
But to be fair, I didn't know it was here. Just like I didn't know the rug was
oh.
there.
Oh no, there's already a Pericles there. Not bad.
I thought I was
Right.
selected. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I can wrangle it myself. Know how to do that. Atrika, you have the first turn.
Right. Well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will shoot the water.
Okay, go right ahead.
I feel like this is another thing that doesn't taste poison.
I shoot the darkness.
It probably misses too.
Indeed, it does.
Is my turn.
Okay. The water does nothing except continue to restrain the oracle. Caravan.
I will 1, 2, 3 fly over to here, look through the door.
And looking through, you can see a hideous blue-skinned creature that looks vaguely humanoid.
And a
A djinn.
presumably dead acolyte.
Yes, this woman is dead.
Yes. So
There are several knife marks in her clothes and skin.
13 to hit.
Just barely misses.
I was
Uh,
aiming
You
for the
can use
corpse.
divine inspiration here if you like.
Yeah, we all got one, right?
Yep, everyone
Yeah.
got one.
Okay, so yeah, I will use that. So it's a
D8.
what was it? D8. 19.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right.
Does the
No
corpse count as
advantage.
in combat?
No.
For a max damage, 11 points.
Oh, very nice.
Woo!
Right through his kneecap.
Her kneecap, you can tell.
There. Yep.
I'll just put the attendant over there so you can see her health bar properly. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my bow and pull out my short sword.
For an archer, you drop your bow a lot.
Who said he was an archer? He just also uses the bow.
I'm the
Kedros. Kedros.
I am.
The only one here with full health.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done anything stupid until now.
One of us.
I parsed this out. I can get to here, and then I'm gonna step here and then here. I assume I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity from the water weird.
You are not.
Okay. I'm gonna. What does this person look like?
Blue skin, horrendous fingernails that almost look like claws, dressed in rags. What hair she has is soaked through.
It's a hag.
Hag, essentially, yes. She's
Okay.
horrifying enough to be one.
Can I? Would that be a nature check to tell if she is indeed a hag?
Probably.
Probably not going to do it. Okay.
You're not sure, but it's a reasonable guess.
Okay. I'm gonna. Kedros comes around the corner. I think sees the person that this individual has just stabbed, and will stab out at her with his spear.
Right ahead.
7, not gonna do it. Natural 1, damn it.
Natural
I'm
1 isn't going to do it, sorry.
sucking today.
Yowza. Do I drop my spear or anything?
No, I don't penalize my players for nat 1s.
Okay.
I penalize your adversaries, though.
Much nicer than I am.
I like to make things entertaining.
I find making my gunslinger's gun explode very entertaining.
Yeah.
Come on,
I also I will not be upset if you want to punish me. I also
Oh,
find failure entertaining.
It's not my style.
Okay. No, totally. I just want to let you know we'll never take that hard.
Yep, fair enough. The hag's turn. Hey, Erevan, you're the one who shot her in the knee for maximum damage.
I did.
So she wipes a lock of hair out of her eyes and fixes you with a death glare. Can I get a wisdom save, please?
You can. Whether it'll pass, that's the real question. 21.
You're fine.
Alright.
So she
That would have been.
she tries
She
tries to fixate on you with this magic, and it turns out that Kedros just gets in the way. Like, Kedros is unaffected as well because she's trying to look past him, but
I wonder if she'll be too terrified of Medusas being able to turn people to stone to try and use that on Atrika.
well, I guess we're gonna have to find out when Atrika
You
gets
want to lock eyes with me and risk me turning you to stone.
Pericles.
Contest.
Okay. So, you know the scene in Disney's Hercules where
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yes.
where, it's fine. Where they're doing the damsel in distress training, and Hercules has to like jump across 15 pillars and then catch the person and then roll to safety. Cut the pillars and just get to leaping through the air to grab the person that is currently caught by the weird and try to break them free with my momentum.
Yeah, I remember how all the first attempts at that in that montage go too.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Yeah.
It's not like
you
I
can do
haven't been
that.
stumbling ass first into bad situations this whole time.
Yeah, starting with literally the first fight of the campaign.
So yeah,
The info is strong with this one.
I would like to try. Basically, I'm trying to go through the weird, grab the oracle, and land on the other side.
Yeah,
Cool.
the other
This is going to be an athletics check. One check for the whole thing.
All right. Do I have anything to help me with that? Ooh, I do. I'm going to use my bonus action to channel divinity for Peerless Athlete. I can use my channel divinity to augment my athleticism. For the next 10 minutes, I have advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks. I can also carry,
Nice.
push, drag, and lift twice as much weight as normal, and the distance of my long and high jumps increases by 10 feet.
So, yes, athletics check with advantage.
I channel the divinity within me for a 23 athletics check.
Yep, with a 23. Do you have both your hands free for this?
I will drop my weapons, yeah. And my weapon
Okay.
shield.
So, yeah, basically you just power clean through the tendrils of water that are holding up the oracle. You're able to grab her and carry her back to one side.
And I'm interposing myself between the weird and her.
Okay. Give me one moment. I need to just quickly wrangle a thing.
And my AC is lessened by 2 because I dropped my shield to do that.
Cool. The oracle now
Oh,
joins the
wait.
combat and got a
Hang on. Oh, no,
22 on her initiative.
That's right. That's right. 18.
Woo.
Nice, nice.
Okay, sorry. I'm not wearing plate, so my armor was right.
Do you set the oracle down?
Yeah, I like land, and then just like if she tries to get down, I'll let her down, but I keep myself between her and the weird.
Yeah, so she, as soon as you're clear of the weird, she basically just, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me. And she, casts Misty Step at will, because she can do that, to behind the hag, and then bombards her with her robe of stars, because apparently she has that. So that's 14 damage to the hag. I refuse to return to my father, you heartless witch. Atrika.
5, 10, 15,
This turn, I get picked up by the weird.
20. Yeah, we'll do that. I will do the thing that I've been doing, which is bite people with snake hair.
Go ahead.
Why do you even have a dagger?
I don't have a dagger, I have a rapier.
Why do you even have a rapier?
Because if I need more damage. 14 hit?
Yes.
DC 12 con save.
Do you have right damage on your hair?
I do. I've had right damage since the door fight.
Okay. Yep. She takes the full 10 from that and passes the save
Not
with a
poison.
13. The handful of tendrils that remain of the weird, some of them flail about aimlessly for a little bit, and then they all just droop, and it sinks back into the river and flows downstream. It leaves.
Yay!
It can't do its job anymore, so it's going home.
Erevan.
All right. So I've got a short sword out. I'll pull out my other dagger and I'll just fly over to here and drop down. First attack with the short sword. 15
It's
for sneak attack as well. So that's
15
15
total.
points of damage. And then offhand dagger.
I look.
7 misses.
7 is not going to do it, unfortunately. The short sword dealt a telling blow, however.
Yeah, it just slides it right down her back.
Yeah, she's looking pretty bad from that. Can Kedros finish her off?
Let's find out.
Meanwhile, I look back over my shoulder. Of course, that is the thing that Kyrah does not see.
What do you mean? I've been here the whole time.
I'm gonna
You've only just noticed that she is, in fact, standing there recording everything you do again.
Can I slide my shield to my back and attack two-handed?
Yes.
Okay.
14 hits.
14 hits.
8 damage.
How do you want to kill the hag?
Is she wearing any kind of holy symbol or no?
No.
Okay. Then I think it's almost worksmanlike. He just sort of slings the shield back, draws back with both hands, stabs straight forward, a little bit of a twist, and then pulls back out from the throat.
And the hag drops like a puppet whose strings have been severed. Combat is over.
Kedros looks around to see if anyone looks particularly poorly off.
Is that the last?
I have the most health of the three of us who were injured. despite being the person who actively injures myself to do things.
We're all pretty much around half health.
Yeah. And I don't have any more spells, but just that's still where his head goes. Making sure everybody's okay.
Meanwhile, the Oracle dusts off her sleeves and then thinks better of it as she realizes that from the forearm, her forearms are thoroughly waterlogged.
Wait, is this a tent, by the way?
No, it is a bed.
Kyrah stabs the bed.
That was probably the Oracle's bed?
Have you been paying attention today? He stabs
No,
it again
that
to make sure.
No, that one's not one of this thing's pets.
I was paying attention, in fact, and I saw the body already in the bed with stab wounds rather than having been smothered.
Could be bed. It could be a bed mimic.
Since when did bed mimics carry swords? Or knives? Knives would be more appropriate, yes.
No,
Last time, though.
Nonetheless, you must be the Oracle.
Correct.
I-
I'm Versi, the Oracle.
I go pick up my sword and shield that I dropped.
Pick up my bow.
And
You
you?
know- You keep dropping your weapons. Are you just clumsy, or do you not
Oh.
know how to sling something?
For me?
Oh no, I think he did. Kyrah pokes her head round behind Pericles. If I had to guess, I'd say he did it for theatrical effect.
I had to get my weapons clear of my hands, like I grabbed the Oracle.
Atrika very, very obviously and demonstratively holds up her longbow and then slings it over her shoulder, and then holds her hands out and shows how they're free.
Holds up sword and shield.
Makes a slinging motion with the shield and a sheathing motion with the sword.
if you are finished.
Also, it's the first time I've dropped my weapon.
Deliberately?
At all.
This comes from the Oracle.
Yeah, that actually, yeah, that at all.
Oracle, are there any threats remaining?
I believe that was the last of them. It was their intention to drag me back to my father, Sidon. Your arrival was timely.
Though poorly informed, we had not been. Your heritage had not been mentioned.
It is a... I won't say it's a closely guarded secret, but it is something that I do prefer to be kept on the down low.
You will forgive me. I am used to the company of those who are less modest regarding their heritage.
Oh no, entirely fair, sir.
Side eye at Pericles.
Completely misses it.
Love Pericles so much.
He's just sort of like, sort of kicking around at the entryway, waiting for something to happen.
Oh, exposition. I'll be out here.
Atrika's bowstring and hair stop dripping venom, and she just kind of very casually just kind of wipes a hand over the blood that's still running off of her arm a bit, and like wipes off some of the blood that's on her shoulder from her self-inflicted wounds.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me, what became of my staff on the floors above? Are they well?
Most of them are dead. 4 remain.
Unfortunate,
sorry.
but
The elf
Well.
named Proteus still remains.
my chief of staff, very good. He will be able to find replacements and tend to the fallen.
There might be more. We didn't look in the bedrooms, but there was a dead body in the hallway, so 50-50 chance.
The Oracle closes her eyes a moment, and her robe flutters on an unseen wind. No, there are no further threats in my domain.
I inspect my cloak to see if I can make it flutter without my hands.
Oracle, should I return to the dormitories to see if there are those that need assistance?
I can see everything that perceives through my domain. Proteus is taking care of things. Thankfully, the Order of Sidon has not robbed the place.
It's a door that needs repairs, though.
Two. We killed two
Yes.
doors.
One of which actually belonged to the temple. For the other, though, you have my gratitude. But we digress. The five of you are doubtless here to confirm your status as the what will eventually be known as the Oracle's Chosen. You wish to hear the prophecy that has been foretold? Come. And she makes her way past you all, exchanges a brief handshake with Kyrah on her way out, and she makes her way to the central island.
Careful, one of those rugs was alive.
Yes, I'm going to have to get a replacement.
But
As
did
a-
you fix the rug or bring an extra one?
By this point, she has clearly departed her chambers.
No,
Hey,
I'm following.
Yeah, if we can follow along. If I can catch her while we're walking, Kidros will pull out the symbol of Sidon. Was it bronze?
Yep.
Yeah, and say, Oracle, this was born by one of those who attacked the temple. My inclination would be to destroy it, but if it is representative of your father, I feel I should ask first.
Well, I at least have no love for my father. While we might be family, it is my desire to see civilization flourish and continue. Thus, I aid and protect the people of Thalia wherever I can, whether that be the local Fae or the settlers who came after them. I have made it a charge of my own to protect and inform as best I can.
Very well. He will put it back into his pouch.
For those curious, does anyone take a look at the hag at all?
Yes, probably.
Cool. She has two things on her. The first is a water-soaked letter whose ink is still legible. And the second is a flawless pearl that could be estimated as being worth about 100 gold.
Very nice. So they were supposed to bring you to Praxis.
Yes, the Tower of Sidon and the Forgotten Sea. I have no desire to set foot there.
It seems as if your father is determined, however. He may send more.
I will make a request of Proteus that we hire skilled mercenaries.
Has your father tried to retrieve you before?
Once, 260 years ago. It did not end well then either. I had hoped that would have sent the message properly, but he is persistent, and time has different meanings to the Titans.
So, this prophecy.
Right. Give me a moment. Make yourselves comfortable.
Is there anything shiny nearby where we're sitting? Like
Uh,
a cup or like any jewelry just sitting around or anything like that?
do you mean at the central island or in the
Wherever
Oracle's
we're
chamber
hanging out.
itself?
Yeah, if
Uh,
we're
at the well, the Oracle has moved out to the central island, so
Yeah.
no, there's nothing there other than rugs, candles, and the occasional cushion.
Okay.
Bercy has taken one of these. Very well.
Sorry, we're having issues getting my children to sleep. That's why I keep having to mute and step away.
Unfortunate. You can still hear everything, though?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The Oracle takes a seat, crosses her legs, and looks at each of you in turn. And then she inhales the vaporous fumes that surround her. Her eyes flash blue, and she stares into each of your eyes for a moment. Some time passes before she speaks again. The heroes who stand before me will be tested. The fates have revealed 3 great tasks that must be accomplished before you will be ready to sail the 3 seas and confront the Titans. You must shape the fires of the Lost Forge in order to craft the tools that you will need. You must claim the mighty weapons and armor wielded against the Titans by the first Dragonlords. And you must drink from the bottomless dragon horn, for it will reveal a vision that I cannot see. But woe unto thee, for I have seen the end of all things. The anger of my father Sidon cannot be quelled, and his sister Lutheria schemes even now. If your quest were to fail, then the sky will rain black fire, and the doom of Thylia will come. A second passes, and her eyes turn back from solid blue to their usual sea green. There is more. Each of you is destined to play a part in the deliverance of civilization from the doom that awaits it. I have seen you all in my visions of late, and can provide guidance to you all. Erevan Nailo of the Old Woods.
Yes.
I have seen fragmented visions of Dragonlords rising once more to protect Thalia from the dangers that threaten to consume it. And in each fleeting glimpse of this new order, I see a winged elf at their head, a founder of the Dragonlords of this age in flight beside their mighty dragon. However, as I have previously described, the Titans are foremost among the adversaries that must be confronted for your bright future to come to pass. It is time that you learn something of the power they wield and the wrath that hides in their hearts. My father Sidon once conflicted with an ancestor of yours, the elven sorceress Nifili Nilo, generations ago. One moment.
Mhm.
If my reckoning is right, she was your grandmother. Had Sidon not ended her life personally, piercing her heart with the blade of his glaive, she might have guided you in your quest. She pulls out a locket on a silver chain and offers it to you. This
Reach
pendant belongs. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I would say I was just gonna reach out, hold my hand out. That was
Yep.
it.
She places it in your palm. This pendant belonged to Nifili and was entrusted to me 1 year before she was murdered. I now bid you to keep it safe. I don't know whether it possesses some sort of ancestral power, or will merely be a good luck charm for you. But do remember that there is power in belief, especially in the small things.
Nods. Thank you.
Pericles Zephyus, son of Pythor. Your father expects much from you, even if he does not yet know it. You will find him in Astoria, where he reigns as king, but be cautious. He is often not himself. For peril lies within his kingdom, and the oath of peace binds his actions, making him powerless to take the fight directly to the threats on his doorstep. You, however, can act in his stead, though if you can save Pythor from himself, that alone is a feat worthy of song. If John has any response to that, we'll get to it momentarily. I've just
Not
noticed
really.
where...
Sorry, I just got a child screaming on my back right now.
Yep, fair enough. I've also just noticed we're close to time, so we'll wrap this up. I've got something for everyone, and then we'll probably wrap for this week. The Oracle continues. Kedros Drosselva. Of note, she gets the Minotaur accent right because Minotaurs typically accompany their name with a snort.
He just nods in acknowledgement.
I cannot claim to know anything of your family or your colleagues, and so I regret that I cannot aid you as much as I would wish. But I do know of one... Sorry?
He slumps a bit, but continues to listen.
But I do know of one thing that may help. A masterworked ring. It is a simple band, but it is shaped from pure mithril, much like your own. That ring may in fact belong to someone you know. I cannot know for certain, it is speculation on my part. If you would claim it as your own, be aware that it may not be easy to acquire, though I have seen its current owner in my visions.
Please tell me who has taken this ring.
I have a dryad sister, her name is Demetria. She has claimed an ancient temple in the Old Woods as her domain. But when you enter that ancient glade, you must beware, for Demetria has embraced dark rituals and corrupting madness. She now rules gladly over monsters she has twisted to her design. Demetria has taken possession of the ring that will aid you, thanks to one of her thieving servants. You will have to confront her if you wish to learn more.
The trees that form this temple will be rendered into charcoal for a forge.
Harsh, but you will do what you think is right.
That ring is not hers to wear.
Given that it was sized for a minotaur, I doubt she could. For reference, minotaurs who marry wear rings on their horns. And
Kedros is and has been wearing is it platinum?
mithril.
Mithril, I'm sorry. Yeah, so is wearing a mithril band that matches this description on his left horn.
And lastly, the oracle turns to Atrika. Atrika Epionis. I can sense the doubts that you harbor even now. But I held firm belief that you will surpass them and become the hero your people needs. Your actions will lead to great strides, but your destiny is intertwined with those of others. By averting the doom of Thylia, you will gain what you need to advance your own fate. The Dragonlords of old were wielders of mighty weapons and armor, and such treasures were interred at the necropolis at Telemach. One in particular waits for you, originally wielded by a minor Dragonlord, and overlooked due to its owner's perhaps somewhat lesser stature. Its legend will grow as yours does. But there is another thing I must ask of you, something that I hope you keep close to your heart. I would ask that you be patient. The answers you need will not always come when you need them, but the path you must take will always be there, and you will find your way back to it.
I have one question, if you can answer it. Is
Must the fate of my people be my fate?
She considers a moment, and then that quickly deepens into her thinking hard. I believe that everyone has the opportunity to define their own destiny, which is ironic given that I foretell the future on a regular basis. But the knowledge that you gain, you will be free to use as you so desire.
She nods.
Which leads me to some words of counsel that I hope all of you will consider. Do not forget what you must do to achieve your goals, but neither spurn your newfound friends. Aid them in their own endeavors, and each gesture will be repaid in full. And there, I think, is where we can wrap the session for today.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.